Welcome to Rooted in Purpose with Donna Barbier, a podcast designed to help you grow beyond your stuck potential through faith, leadership, legacy, and growth. Because some of the most powerful growth in life happens underground. Now let's grow together. Hey friends, I'm really glad that you're here today. I missed you last week. We took some time for ourselves. But can I tell you something that's been on my heart this week? I've been thinking about how strange growth can be. No one tells you that sometimes becoming who God created you to be can actually make you feel a little lonely. Have you ever felt that? Let's talk about it. Have you ever looked around one day and realized your life isn't necessarily worse? It just doesn't look like it used to. The phone doesn't ring quite as often. Some friendships have become quieter. The conversations you used to have don't seem to fit anymore. The places you once felt completely at home suddenly feel unfamiliar. Nothing terrible happened. No one necessarily did anything wrong. But sometimes something has shifted. And if you've ever been there, you've probably asked yourself, why does growth feel so lonely? I don't think we ask that question enough because nobody talks about the middle. Everyone celebrates the breakthrough, applauds the success, and notices the confidence, but very few people talk about the space between who you were and who you're becoming. And that's where I want us to sit together today. I've discovered that over the past few years, God rarely changes our destination before He changes our identity. He prepares the person before He prepares the platform. He grows the roots before He grows the fruit. And sometimes that process feels incredibly lonely. Just the other day, I was sitting out on my back patio watching my golden doodle Bo run around in the yard. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, the coffee was good, and I felt better physically than I have in a very long time. My mind was clear, focused. The perfect morning. And somehow this thought made its way into my mind. Growth changes what is familiar. I think one of the hardest parts about growing is realizing the places that once fit you don't anymore. Not because they're bad, not because you're better, simply because you've grown. It's a little like buying shoes for a child. The shoes weren't wrong, they're just too small now. Sometimes we keep trying to squeeze ourselves back into places, conversations, expectations, or even relationships we've simply outgrown. Not because God is asking us to, but because familiar feels safer than us moving forward. Growth will almost always ask you to leave something familiar before it shows you what's next. And God often uses quiet seasons to reshape us. I don't believe every lonely season is a lonely life. Sometimes it's simply a quieter classroom. It's in those quieter places that we finally hear God's voice more clearly than everyone else's opinions. We begin asking different questions, not who still accepts me, but who is God shaping me to become? Those are very different questions. And I learned something that I didn't understand years ago. Not every relationship is supposed to last forever. Some people are lifelong friends. Others are faithful companions for one season. Neither one is failure. Sometimes assignments simply end. And we honor people best not by forcing them into the next chapter, but by thanking God for the chapter they helped write. Loneliness is not God's final destination for you. This is the part that I hope you hear. God doesn't isolate us to leave us alone. Sometimes He creates space so healthier relationships have room to grow. New mentors, new friendships, new opportunities, new conversations, new assignments. Sometimes we're so busy holding on to what used to be that we didn't notice what He's bringing toward us. And here's something God has really been showing me lately. This past week, actually. The people He brings into your next season won't simply need your gifts. They'll need your heart. They'll need your wisdom. They'll need your honesty. And healthy relationships don't happen accidentally. They happen intentionally. They happen one conversation at a time. I've realized that growth doesn't just prepare us for new opportunities. It prepares us for healthier conversations. And I think that's where God is taking us next. So today, if growth feels lonely, don't assume you've been forgotten. Maybe you've simply reached the place where God is preparing you for something your old life couldn't hold. You're not behind. You're not abandoned, and you are becoming. And becoming takes courage. It takes faith, and sometimes it takes walking through quiet places before you discover who was always meant to walk beside you. Friend, keep walking, because I have a feeling the conversations waiting for you on the other side of this season are going to change everything. Thanks for spending a little time with me today. I hope this conversation reminded you that you're never walking alone. And if it encouraged you, please share it with someone who might need it too. Until next Tuesday, I'll save a seat right here. Keep growing deeper. Keep living on purpose. I'm Donna Barbier. Stay rooted in truth. Thank you for spending this time with me today on Rooted in Purpose. If this episode encouraged you, share it with someone who may need the reminder that growth is still happening, even in the hidden seasons. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so we can continue growing together every week. And until next time, keep growing through every season you're planted in.